Okay, so you just completed 40 days on Only Juice. And I know you said in an Instagram post that at the beginning of this, you thought this would be impossible. And I know a lot of people think 40 days on Only Juice, that would be so hard. So, what initially led you to the juice fast and how did you stay so disciplined to complete it?
So I've always been into health and I was a vegan like 17 years ago for about a year and plant-based for many years after that. And then when I left Canada 2.5 years ago, of course, you're in Mexico, there's meat everywhere, you're surrounded by all that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start eating meat again. And then I went on this workout program where, of course, with the bodybuilders, they recommend so
Yeah.
much meat. And the last 2 years, I just started feeling like sluggish. I was feeling bloated. I gained a little bit of weight. And I was like, "Ah, I just don't feel clean. I just don't feel right." And then I started following Shane Sterling online and you, of course. I've been
Yeah.
following you for many years. And just something kept pulling me towards, veganism, not even just veganism, just eating more fruits and vegetables, more whole foods, raw. And yeah, I just felt like, you know what, I want to do it. I want to do it. And really it took me a few months to prepare mentally. Like I think that was the biggest thing that helped me get through it. I didn't just jump into it. It took me a few months of watching videos, really binge watching so many different influencers, including yourself. And then finally I said, you know what, I'm just going to start. And that's how it happened. So really, I just mentally prepared myself for it.
Yeah. And what were the benefits that you experienced?
Oh my goodness. I was already a healthy person. I didn't really have anything major, but what I did notice was I had a rash on my leg for about a year and I went to the dermatologist and he told me, "Oh, it's just fungus, you can just take this topical cream." And I said, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, you should take these pills also just to get rid of it." And I don't believe in pills. So I said, "No, no, let me just try the cream for now." So I tried the cream after a couple weeks. It went away, but then it came back. It started growing. It wasn't itchy or anything, but it was just kind of annoying in a weird spot.
Mm.
And I tried everything for it. So when I started the juice fast within the first 2 weeks, after the first 2 weeks on the cleanse, it completely went away. So I was like, okay, I know this is definitely cleaning my body. And I already knew that if it's fungal on the outside, it's something from the inside.
Yeah.
That literally went away. And then I had developed this sciatica pain from lifting heavy weights. And I think it's also the acids, eating so much meat. I was eating meat 3 times a day
Like
on
a
this
lot of
work
people. Wow.
on the workout program that I was put on. And I developed this lower back pain. It was just like tightness. I couldn't bend my back backwards. And I tried everything. And this has been going on for over a year. I mean, I went to physio, chiropractors, like I've done everything, yoga. And literally, my back pain is completely gone. Like I'm doing yoga, I'm bending backwards. I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. So that happened. So those were the two major things. And I just feel great. Like the first week was it was challenging for me because my body was just like it was like a revolution in my stomach, all these gases and just bloating, like, oh my God, what's going on here? And it's true, like we don't know how to digest raw food because we're so used to eating cooked food all the time. So that was a bit of a journey, but I got through that. And then after a week, I just felt really refreshed. I felt energized. I wasn't even hungry. And that was the
Wow.
weirdest thing for me because I'm in Mexico traveling, partying. I was in Cabo right before I started this. So like drinking every day, eating whatever you want. Like I did try to watch my diet, but of course it was all cooked. And to go from like eating nonstop to not even feeling hungry, you just realize, wow, we have so many addictions, like so much stuff that we eat like subconsciously without even thinking about it, just because we're bored or maybe because we don't have enough nutrients from the cooked food, right? So that's why we're always hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. And how long did it take you to feel good? To feel good and be like, "Oh, I like this," on the juice
I
fast?
would say when I got to like day 30, I was like, I can do this forever. Like I didn't even want to stop. I really didn't even want to stop. I felt great. I had my juices, I had my routine, I got my Nama J2. And when I got that, oh, by the way, like people need to get that juicer because I started off with the Breville,
Yeah.
the and it's not a cheap
No.
juicer, it's a couple $100. So I'm buying all this food. It's such a mess. It leaves so much pulp behind. I literally was doing one pineapple, getting half a liter. Now with the Nama, I'm getting a full liter, sometimes even more.
It's
So it's just
crazy. I used to have the same Breville as you. Now I have the same Nama. It's night and day. I did a
night
comparison
and day.
video. You get so much. I'm affiliated with them now because I love it. Everyone uses it and it makes people juice. It makes people stay on track. You get
Yeah,
more juice from your produce. So I'll put a code down below if you guys want to save with my code. You can save, I think, 55 bucks. It's amazing. So that's
so amazing.
great. And what did your daily routine look like? Like, what did it look like? How much were you drinking? And did you prepare ahead of time or drink on the spot?
So because I work from home, so I'm pretty blessed that way. I don't have to go to work and I don't have kids. It was a lot easier for me. What I did was I would wake up in the morning, I would start juicing around 8:30. I would have a glass of water, my Kangen water first with lemon juice, and then I would start drinking my first juice, I would say around 9 a.m. So I would make them fresh. If I wasn't doing anything that day, if I wasn't going out for the day, I would just prepare the produce for the juices, and then I would just juice it as I went along. And if I went out for the day, I would just juice them for the day. We went away once for the weekend, so I juiced for 2 days, which was fine. So I had the lemon ginger blast. I had 3 of those a day, so 3 liters.
Hmm.
And then I had 2 pineapple juices in the night. So I didn't really like the orange too much. I had grapefruit sometimes, but I found it was very bitter. So I really enjoyed the pineapple juice at night, but it did make me a little nauseous. So
Hmm.
I, people say that the pineapple like draws more toxins out or parasites. I don't know, but I did feel a little weird and more detox with the pineapple.
Hmm.
So yeah, I did 5 liters a day. I could have done 6, but I was okay with 5. So I would juice my greens at 9. So my first juice was at 9 a.m. I would finish my greens around 5 p.m. So the 3 liters. And then from 6 to 8, I had my 2 liters of the citrus, so the pineapple.
Nice. And how would you say this experience changed your life? Like, if there's one word that comes to mind, or your favorite part of the experience, or has it been one of the most life-changing experiences
Oh,
you've done?
absolutely. So life changing. It just showed me like that I can do it. Like we have that discipline, we can overcome addictions. Because my other addiction was coffee, and I know you loved coffee before too. Like I
Yeah.
went to the pot every morning, and I haven't had coffee in 8 months. So I think that was a big thing, quitting coffee before I started the juice fast. So now it's just life changing. Like my whole routine changed. Like I wake up, I have my water, I do my exercise, and then I have my green juice, and it's like that's my coffee now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel lighter, I feel cleaner, and I just feel more at ease knowing that I know what to do to heal my body. You know what I mean? Like because we can all things can happen in an instant. Like my mom was very young, she died of cancer and she was supposedly healthy, but I
Wow.
what I about it is that we have the knowledge, we have the education, so we know that if God forbid something happens, we know what to do.
Yeah. And
I just
you have a lot, you're a water expert too. So, yeah, a lot of people might not know that, but you're a water expert. So you're into the Kangen water. So is
yes,
that part of what led you to that? Because of what happened with your mom? Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm so sorry that happened. How old was she, if you don't mind me asking?
She was only 54 when she passed away, and
Wow.
she passed away from the treatments, actually. That was the sad part. Like she
Oh,
was we put her on an alkaline diet initially. Like before she had chemo and
yeah.
surgery, we put her on an alkaline diet. So we did like wheatgrass juicing, we did the Gerson diet, the Budwig diet. And within 2 months, because she was getting treated in Poland through a clinic in Germany, her cancer went down by ninefold just by
Wow.
changing her lifestyle. But the problem was she didn't continue it. She didn't stick to it. She went back to her coffee, her sweets, because she started feeling better. So she thought she could
Yeah.
do and live her life the way she was living. I'm like, Mom, you have to stick to that. And then, the peer pressure, go back to the doctor. They started doing surgery, chemo. And then right after that, it was like her
Oh,
body stopped absorbing completely because they cut out too much of her duodenum, the small intestine, which is absorption. And that was it for her. And that's how I discovered Kangen water. I've already known about alkaline lifestyle prior to that. But of course, the water was like a huge missing piece to my puzzle as well. And it's great for people who can't change their diet because they can definitely add the detox and the alkalinity through water rather than through fruits and vegetables. So I
yeah.
find it
And I
works.
think it's powerful. I've had that water before. I sampled some from Bloor Street in Toronto and I loved it. I loved it. So I know it's expensive, but I feel like it's really good. So I'll link your information below in case anybody
Yeah.
wants to contact you with that. Or I think you're doing juice coaching now too, because you've been so inspired by this juice fast, right?
I
Or
mean, the
no?
juice coaching, I'm doing it for people who ever want to do it just because I'm so excited about it. So I'm not doing like a formal coaching, but
Yeah.
I am helping people with just getting started, how I did it, sharing my story, just giving them some tips and whatnot. But I'm still, referring them to our groups that we're a part of. But yeah, I definitely want to look into this much further in the future and start implementing this with my water because I think it goes hand in hand. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, especially like I noticed being in the vegan communities, like I was able to clean my produce so well with the acid water, with the 11.5, like so much stuff was coming off. So that was a huge bonus. But also, I felt very dehydrated just drinking the juice. Like I was
Wow.
really surprised because I know a lot of people do the vegan lifestyle and eat a lot of the fruits to get hydration.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a pure test because I normally drink about 5 liters of Kangen water a day and I'm super hydrated. I feel great. And then when I started drinking the juices, the first week, I didn't really drink much water. I just tried the juices and I was so dehydrated. My mouth was dry. My lips were cracked. My skin was super dry. So I was like, wow,
Wow.
this, yeah. And that was like something I really wanted to share because most people may or may not even know how dehydrated they are, even though you're eating a super, fruitarian or fruits and vegetables. Like water is still so important.
I think so too.
I was still drinking 2 liters of water with my juicing and I felt perfect.
Yeah, so then once you added the water in, you probably felt like next level, like this. Yeah, hydration's so important too. Even I've read stuff where even if people are just a little bit dehydrated, they can like they're not functioning their best. They can feel like
Exactly.
even anxiety, depression, you start to feel different, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you have any negatives at all to the juice fast, or do you feel like it was mostly like really positive?
Very positive. I mean, the first week, I'm not gonna lie, it was challenging. I was going to the bathroom a lot. I couldn't hold my food down. I was just so bloated, just uncomfortable. But I didn't really go through any major detox. I really didn't. I didn't have headache. I didn't have any issues. I did release mucoid plaque on day 17 though, so that was pretty
Wow.
amazing. Day 17, and I think it did happen a few times after that. I just really didn't check it. And then now
Yeah.
I know, dude, I should have like caught it and looked at it and inspected. I'm like, damn. But yeah, it definitely was different and it did not look normal. So
And did you use any psyllium husk or bentonite clay like some people do for the mucoid plaque or no?
yeah, I did 2 rounds of it. So I did 6 days each round. Maybe after the first week that I started my juice fast, I did 6 days of the husk and clay. And then I did it maybe in like day 30. I did do 2 colonics and I did do a bunch of enemas at home myself, which I think really helped too. The even the colonics was amazing. Like the stuff coming out of my body, I'm like, how is this even possible? Like I'm not even
Yeah.
eating.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think they
And
can be
it's
really beneficial in the beginning too, because in the beginning, some people can get bloated as their body adjusts. And you can really sometimes for some people feel like crap for like the first few days or the first 5 days or the first week. So I think
yeah.
like extra water, movement, maybe some colonics, stuff like that can help with that. Do you have any advice for people who want to do this? Because 40 days, like a lot of people think I could not even do a day. And if they want to be sitting where you're sitting right now, feeling amazing, doing 40 days, is there any
Yeah.
advice you can give?
Honestly, like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like I was drinking, I was eating so much, definitely overeating. That was my problem. I was eating healthy, but overeating. I tell people just do it. Like just set your goal to 7 days. And then after 7 days, maybe do 2 weeks and then just keep extending it as you go. Because really the hardest part is just starting. But once you have the right tools, once you have the right coach, people that can be there and guide you and let you know, like, hey, this is normal, this is not normal. I think the accountability is huge and just working with other people that are doing it. Like that's what helped me because I don't think I'd be able to do it on my own. And then once you do it, like you'll also inspire other people. Like my boyfriend who's Mexican eats meat all day, like Mexican diet, like, and he got so inspired. He did the juice fast with me and he lasted 12 days. And
Wow.
yeah, and he's like totally changed his diet now. Like he's eating less, he's eating more fruits and vegetables. He's not eating like his meat and tacos. Like he's eating a lot less meat than normally. So it can make a huge impact on people around you. Like you don't even know.
Wow, that's amazing. And did you lose any
Uh,
weight or did he lose any weight on his? Do you know?
yes, he lost 10 pounds within a week. So very quick for him. And for me, I lost 16 pounds in the 40 days.
Wow.
16.
That's
I
and I
mean, I
know
didn't have Yeah, I'm tall. I didn't have that much weight to lose, but that was like, wow, that's cool. I'm like literally at the weight. I'm gonna be 40 April 23rd, and I have the same weight as I was in my early 20s.
amazing. And you look incredible. I think you're so awesome. And I admire you because I know you said on Instagram that you didn't have a health condition or didn't have weight to lose. Like those weren't your drivers for doing this. And I think it's maybe easier for people to stay on track if they have the health problems. Like a lot of people are just like, I have no choice. This is why I'm coming to this
Yeah.
to try fix this or fix that. So I just think it's cool you did it and you still stayed on track without having those things in place. You probably just started to feel so good at one point too, right? And you're like, I love this. I want to do it.
So much energy. Like it was just great. Like I was still doing sports, I was playing pickleball, I was doing yoga, I was working out in the morning. I just honestly, it's so life changing. It really is. And you just feel so clean. You feel so light, like your stomach is finally like flat. Ah, it's great, honestly. Like people should try it, especially if you're not sick. It's even better. Like, why not?
Yeah.
You will see so many other changes that you think you're so healthy, but then stuff will start to happen. You'll be like, oh, I didn't realize that this could go away or this could happen. Some people think that when they have a little bit of pain in their body, that's just normal and a part of aging, but it's
Yeah.
not.
And it's great because I feel like on the juice fest, you get so many calories and you have so much energy to still do everything you do, if not more energy. So did you feel like, I know some people might think, oh, you have to rest and you're not going to be able to function at your best and do a lot. So that wasn't the case for you, right? Like you were out doing
Oh,
just as much as normal.
yeah, I was running around, I was working, I was seeing friends, I was going to restaurants. I would literally bring my
Wow.
juice. And I was okay with it. I just felt, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And actually, and I also the reason I did this was to transition to raw vegan diet. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go raw because to me that was like, oh my God, how can I go raw? This is impossible. But I like the idea of going back to vegan. But
Yeah.
there's so many options. Like I got my dehydrator, like I just love it. Like, and the thing is, and it's true when they say your body will change what you crave and you won't be as hungry and you won't want the same things you wanted before. Like I've been on this is my 5th day refeeding and I'm eating purely raw. I'm not hungry. I'm not eating like half the amount I used to eat. And
Wow.
I tried and I'm just like, wow, this is incredible. So I wanted to do it to be able to kind of clean everything out of my body and not crave crap when I go back to my raw vegan diet because that's what Shane was saying that the reason we want to release the mucoid is because it's like bacteria feeding on the crap that we've already put in our bodies, like the meat, the cheese, the sugar. But once you get it out of your system, your body doesn't want it. It's like, okay, let me rebuild my gut with healthy fruits and vegetables. And then that's what you want. Like even my boyfriend laughs at me because I'm eating my peppers and these raw crackers I made with this cashew cheese. And I'm just like, and I'm enjoying it so much. And he's laughing at me. He's like, stop exaggerating. Like you're acting like it's the best meal you've ever had in your life. I'm like, actually, it tastes so friggin' good. You don't even understand. But people don't understand that when they don't go through that. They just think like, how can you not like this anymore or that anymore? I'm like, no, like my body really is craving this.
Yeah, crazy. Well, I'm so glad it's been such an amazing experience for you. This is so awesome. If there's anything else you can think of that you want to share about this that I haven't brought up, or like anything, like any inspiration for
Uh,
somebody who might feel stuck right now or anything like that.
Well, you're my inspiration. I'm just
Well,
so
thanks.
grateful for you because you've always been on my feeds and I've always been watching you and like, and then eventually you're just like, okay, let me see what this girl is doing. And then when I started binge watching all your YouTube videos, I was like, oh my God, this is so incredible. And you look so beautiful and you're so
Thanks.
fit. I'm like, I want to come into my 40s looking hot. I want to look young. And that was it. Like, I think the age too, like reaching my 40s, I'm like, no, I don't need booze anymore. I want to be healthy and I want to look amazing. And I don't want to be like everyone else. I want other people to follow us and this journey because this is really the way.
Yeah. And oh,
I think.
I have to ask
Mhm.
you, how did you break the fast? I can't remember. Did you do the prune test? You did, right?
Yes, I did the prune test and I got it out within 3 hours. I had the first bowel movement. So I got a lot of it out, but then it was still coming out hours later. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm considering that a pass because it came out within 3 hours initially. But I've had no issues. Like I've been eating my fruits. Like I did the 3 days just fruit and juice. I've implemented my fats probably sooner than I should have. I started eating fats on day 4, but I don't have any issues. Like I had a little bit of gas, so I'm like, okay, I got to ease off the fats for a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'm taking times from Lou Corona.
He's the
Um,
best. I'll link his stuff down below. He looks
yeah,
I'm
Lou
going to
Corona.
interview him in California in a couple months.
Woo!
He is 72. I will put a picture of him on the screen right now. He is 72, you guys. He literally looks 40.
Yeah.
I have spent hours and hours on the phone with him. He is literally my idol. He is the healthiest person I know. And he
Oh my
has
God.
so many crazy stories in his life of like alchemy and like just I can't wait to interview him and just share these stories with people. He's next level. He's the creator of the lemon ginger blast. And that's so healthy. That's good. You were drinking that. I'll link that down below too. It's crazy. And yeah, well, I think it's great that after the cleanse, you're still so on track. And I know that happens with so many people. Whatever their goals are, they lose weight, they feel good, they want to eat healthier habits. A lot of people do adopt those after. stay on track, and the juice cleanse ended up totally changing their life, because I know some people
Yeah.
come on the channel and they say, "What's the point of the juice fast? Everybody's just going to go back to what they were doing before, or they might binge eat even more." And maybe some cases a juice fast isn't right for some people, because maybe for some people it just triggers being too extreme, and I totally respect that. But for a lot of people, it changes their life, and they do stay on track after, and they keep the weight off, and they feel good, and it just really helps them. So I feel like that's been the case here. Not like you really needed much help, and you look amazing. So this is awesome. I'm really happy for you, and I love that you came on. So thanks for coming on to share your story. And if there's anything else you think I missed, or anything you want to end off with, any inspiration for anybody, then go do so. And let everybody know where they can find you as well. And I'll link everything below.
Perfect. Well, I'm just, if you have this gut feeling like you want to change something in your life, I really feel like the juice fast is amazing. Maybe implement water fasts. I've done water fasts before, but I feel like the juice fast was easier than the water fast for me. Just listen to your inner self, your gut feeling. What's it telling you to do? Especially if you have some health challenges that you're going through, like just explore this as an alternative route than surgery and going for medication, because again that acidifies your body even further, and it doesn't address the root cause. And also what I would say is just follow a bunch of people, really educate yourself about it, because the reason I stopped being vegan 17 years ago was because of the peer pressure. People were telling me I'm going to lose my hair, my nails were going to get like weak, and I'm going to get sick and this and that. And I was like, oh my God, maybe that's true. Cause I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have any education. I was just kind of like following some people online. I'm like, oh, this is great. I really like this. So definitely follow your heart, follow your instinct. And really, once another thing I noticed after doing the juice fast, I definitely feel more connected with myself. And I really understand the true definition of self-love now. Like I was working on self-love for many, many years. And now that I've gone through this, I really understand self-love so much better. It actually finally clicked for me. And
Wow.
I don't even want to put like bad stuff in my body anymore. I'm just like, oh, I love you. I don't want to like hurt you and like put dead stuff in your body, like in my body. And that's the big thing. And I know when you were interviewing even Dr. Elizabeth, it is your mindset. It's like when you change your mind around the certain things and what those things are doing to your body. And if you love your body, you're not going to allow that to happen. So that was huge awakening for me in that regard. And yeah, if you guys want more information about the water, you can follow me on Instagram at the water expert one. I'm also on Facebook, and I also do free consultations. So
Yeah, awesome. We'll have to have you back on too to talk about the water stuff, to do a video just about that. That would be amazing. Even in person if you come back to Canada at some point.
I will for
Yeah.
sure.
And just one more thing. Would you say you feel better now on this versus before, when you were like eating the meat 3 times a day and stuff? Do you feel better and feel happier?
I'm happier. That's another thing. I just feel so happy all the time. Like even my boyfriend's like, "Oh my God, you're so happy. You're like in the kitchen dancing and like preparing your juices." I can say in the last 45 days of going raw, I have not had a moment of like, I mean, I had a little bit of emotional roller coaster in the first week of my juice fast where I felt like, why am I doing this? Like you kind of miss your food and you get a bit depressed. So I did cry a few times in the first week. But after that, like I just feel so happy. I feel so complete. That's huge. I feel like the mood
That's
really does
huge.
change.
That's everything. That's why I eat this way. That's why I eat raw. I feel so much happier. And I was in Miami filming some podcasts a month or two ago, and I had some cooked food. I had a cooked vegan meal at a festival, and I never do that ever. And I was like, I'll just try it. Let's see what happens, right? It was
Yeah.
crazy. It affected my mood. I did not feel nearly as happy. I was so tired. I got a headache. I had brain fog. My sleep was bad. I slept in. I felt all groggy. My brain wasn't functioning like normal. It was crazy because I'm used to just feeling so good. That's
Wow.
why I live this lifestyle. I'm all for
Yeah.
juicing raw. I think it's great. And I want to thank you again for coming on. To the viewers, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up right now. And make sure you give a comment for Sylvia. She's amazing in the comments down below. And go follow her as well. I'll link everything. And I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.